Welcome to the call, guys and gals. Happy Sunday. Where is everyone tuning in from? Where are you representing? Where are you proud of? I'm on the road right now. I'm on tour. JP on tour in Scotland. Amazing event. Shout out to the Scottish team, man. Amazing job yesterday. The whole situation from start to finish, super smooth. Great work. Exciting times for this particular market. 100%. Can you all hear me and see me all right? I'm sat at Erin's little desk at the moment. If you saw me at this desk, you'd all be laughing, man. Um, I'm excited. Today's going to be a short call. I say that every time, but I'm going to try and make it a short call. I do have a few things that are on my mind, but I want to know like who's fired up about being in the best opportunity of your life. I want to know, man. I want to know who's fired up, who's like who's like enthusiastic about life. I was talking about the difference between enthusiasm and excitement. And it's an important thing, man. You need to understand the difference between enthusiasm and excitement. Because leaders that that it's basically enthusiasm is basically controlled it's controlled excitement. All right. We watched the funny video yesterday, Alex Morton. He was like, "Who's excited to be the part of the best opportunity of your?" And he just like let loose. He was like, "Life." It was just hilarious. I was like, "Yeah, you definitely didn't control that." But yeah, so welcome to the call if you're a guest. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We like to do these calls every Sunday. Get everyone switched on, get everyone thinking, the right thoughts heading into the week. Your mentality going into the week. I mean, bit of common sense for you guys. Your mentality going into the week is probably going to determine how the week's going to go. Can you all agree with that? Do you all agree with that? Yeah. Like, your mentality going into this new week is basically going to determine how it's going to go, right? If you're already defeated, if you already feeling sorry for yourself, doubting, fearing, you're going to be paralyzed. It's not going to be effective. You're not going to come out the gates strong. You're not going to be, doing the actions with a smile on your face. And it's gonna affect the outcome. So obviously, I like to do these calls to sort of like just make sure everyone's fired up, man. Everyone's excited. Everyone's got the right perspective. Everyone's grateful. Um, I was lost in the source 7 years ago, and I found this information, and it changed my life. My first goal was to get happy, and then once I got happy slash grateful, not necessarily happy, but grateful. Um, I wanted more for myself financially, and that's when I found the right people, copied and pasted. In school, we're told off for copying the smart kids. In life, we're paid for it. I'm not great. I just found great people and caught what they had. And that's the cool thing about being in an environment, full of people that are just rocking and rolling. If you plug in, if you study them, if you observe them, um, you are gonna necessarily you are gonna catch what they've got. Vision's not taught, it's caught, right? Leadership is not taught, it's caught, right? By following the right people. So drop a yes in the chat if you're ready for today's call. Let me know. I got my coffee. Massive shout out to everyone making it happen. Let's do it, man. So obviously last week we talked about rewiring your mind, and the only way you do that is by repetition of information and having an emotional impact. Emotional impact not needing to be a crazy moment, but basically stepping out your comfort zone every day, creating new neural pathways and changing your identity on a daily basis. A lot of people, whenever I travel, people ask me all the time, what are you studying? What are you reading? What are you listening to? I'm actually reading a book at the moment called The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod. He's actually the author of The Miracle Morning. Um, and that book, went on to like help, literally like, millions of people all over the world. And but he realized that, it's okay giving people mindset, but there needs to be, what's the, you know, anyway, if you study winners, they're doing certain things in a certain way. If you study winners, there's like a common thread, a golden thread of their characteristics, what they're actually doing on a daily basis. And this book's all about, the equation, man. And the equation is unwavering faith, times extraordinary effort equals miracles. Does that make sense, right? So, I speak to a lot of people, and as you can imagine, when you think like the way we think, and you verbalize it, which I do on social media, I let the world know, how I think, right? I put a story mode yesterday, about there was a lady who said about success, long story short, I deleted it on my Instagram because my wife was like, Jake, there's other perspectives, you can't. And I deleted it on Instagram, but I accidentally kept it on my Facebook. Because sometimes you go to delete story mode and it says Instagram only or both. Normally, when I press both, it doesn't allow me. So, but obviously, I was getting my hair cut, so I forgot. But it is what it is. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, whenever you think a certain way like this, you attract like-minded people, and you also attract resistance, right? You attract resistance from people who don't think that way, right? And they want to come in and start telling you how they're wrong, and I'm like, hang on a minute, you know, I'm just I'm just talking I'm talking to first of all, I'm talking to the old me. And this message is actually designed to push people like you away, to be honest. I don't need people like you. Unfollow me if you don't like it. Go away. I guarantee you talk about me more than I talk about you. I don't know who you are, mate. Um, but but what happens is that I attract conversations, and obviously there's we was talking last night about God, right? Who here agrees that God and money are two, interesting subjects? They think God and money, how they are combined in any way, people's perceptions about God and what God is, and people do crazy things because of everyone's got different perceptions of this same subject, right? And money's the same as well. Money, people get weird, so you got to be careful about, kind of you have to, especially in a people business. I understand there's every single type of person on this line right now. And you may have brought someone into this organization on this call, and they've got very solid beliefs about money, very solid beliefs about God, and I'm over here, running my mouth talking about what I think. And some people actually end up, leaving the organization because of these beliefs. But whenever I talk, I'm not trying to say that I'm right and this is how you have to think to become successful. Does that make sense? Like we've all got different views on things. Like I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says, right? But yesterday I had to share one of his one of his latest posts on my story mode because I thought he was hilarious. You know what I mean? I'm not like I don't agree with everything he says, but you know what? Like I agree with 99% of what he says, but I'm like I can watch someone have an opinion of something and not get offended because I'm secure. I know I've made my mind up. Does that make sense? Right? But that comes with wisdom, that comes with maturity, that comes with time, and especially in a people business, guys, when you're talking to people about making more money, creating freedom, they're gonna have their own perceptions, and what happens is, especially when you're quite new, we have a tendency to sort of like react and like and come back and forth, and it kind of brings in us a little. I don't know. We get offended, right? And that's normal. But you know what that is? Because they're basically a representation of how you used to think or the thinking that you're trying to get away from. Does that make sense? So like you need to understand that your old programming is literally like pulling you back every day. Did you all know that become like breaking free, relationship wise, health and fitness wise, monetary wise, it's a daily battle. Are you aware of that? My wife sent me a reel yesterday saying, that this is a shame, but it's true. The reason why most couple, the biggest cause of divorce for most people is around, and when it happens, is about 2 years after their first child, because it's hard. No other reason that it's hard to raise a child, right? But that's not the reason. It's the unrealistic expectations of the journey we're about to embark on. So I'm going to give you some realistic expectations right here, right now about entrepreneurship and creating freedom, guys. You ready? It's hard. Okay, there's you're gonna have all types of reasons, every reason under the sun to just be another. person in your family that coasts by and retires at 65 and retires and lives a mediocre life. You are going to have every single, and it's going to make more sense to do that, in fact. That's why I do these calls to let you know that that's absolute bullshit. That's a lie. You've bought into a nightmare. You can have, be, and do anything you want, and you need to understand that that's the first step. Think about the equation. Unwavering faith, that's the first step. Faith of what? Faith in your vision, faith that you're destined for more, faith that you deserve to have, been, do anything you want, faith that if you see someone else doing something, you can do that same thing too. You will know people that are no smarter than you, no better looking than you, probably come from worse backgrounds than you, and they're living your dream life. What makes them different to you? It's this equation, really, if you think about it. Unwavering faith in themselves and in God, understanding that we're God's highest form of creation, we'll get the exact same potential inside us. And the second thing, extraordinary effort. But if you're lazy, you're never going to win, you know? So let's break it down. Faith comes from hearing the truth. What I was going to say was this. Got speaking to his pastor, and and it's crazy how a lot of pastors, the ones that I've come across, it's quite refreshing to actually meet a pastor who's doing well, who's doing well financially. I'm like fucking finding someone who's actually living the Bible. Um, they seem to be so closed-minded about like money and different ways. It's like, hang on a minute, doesn't it say to be more curious like children? The meek inherit the earth. Does it say lean not on your own understanding? Like does that make sense? Like my God's a king. Why are you living like a tramp? Does that make sense? Like let's get your priorities right. Jesus Christ had the finest linen. Think about what's the like the most pristine brand of clothes that people can wear today. I don't know what it is. But think of the most pristine. I mean, my old mentor, he showed up on stage the once wearing a jacket that cost $150,000. Jesus Christ, when they took his clothes off him, they actually they confiscated the finest linen. Jesus was balling. This guy rode up on donkeys. A donkey back then is basically a matte black Rolls Royce Cullinan today. He pulled it with a few donkeys, security and all sorts. So we read this thing, oh, he had donkeys, he was broke. No, guys, what are you talking about? Jesus was balling. Okay, so don't justify your financial situation because well, all that we need to know is that God exists. Yeah, that's great, but once you find out that information, what are you going to do with it? That's why that's why I love network marketing. It's because yeah, okay, once you find out once you find out that you can have been doing anything you want because you've watched the Bob Proctor seminar, right, and you understand law of attraction, it's like wow, yeah, man, no, amazing. Okay, that's that shit. That's that tick. What now? Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna actually like manifest? Are you gonna apply it? You're gonna step out your comfort zone and do things that you don't want to do to get the results that you really want. But I want to do what I'm passionate about. Okay. What about if you put what you want to the side, yeah, and you just learn how to get rich. How about that one? Now get this. Here's why I love network marketing because we're not remembered for the income that we make. You all know that, right? When you pass away, no one's going to care how much you had. We are remembered for the impact that we have. We are remembered, guys, for what we left behind in other people. That's actually why we are remembered. And deep down, that's what everyone's seeking as well. They think it's money. And when they get to the money, that's when you're qualified. See, who's heard people say it's not all about money, and they're broke? Let be honest with me. Be honest. They're not qualified to say that. They don't know. That's a justification as to their lack of belief in self. Because if you strap them to a lie detector chair and said, hey, listen, do you want me to put £1 million in your bank today? No. Hey, listen, do you want me to change your Fiat to a brand new Ferrari? No. Hey, listen, if you could pay off your mum and dad's mortgage like this, would you want to do it? Oh, fuck. No. So I'm just honest. And the second people step into that honesty of, yeah, to be fair, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we can move forward, right? But you need to learn. You need to learn how money's made, right? And how impact's made. And how impact's made is by giving people. That's why I love network marketing because you're literally giving people the keys to freedom. You can introduce people to this opportunity, and they're going to remember you for the rest of their life. Not just the ones that take it serious. They're going to remember you for the rest of their life. Their children are going to remember you. Their children's children are going to remember you. Who does Bob Proctor talk about in every single one of his seminars? Ray Stanford, the guy that gave him Think and Grow Rich. He even named his son Raymond Proctor after Ray Stanford. Does that make sense? So like this is what human beings that they they really want, right? So faith comes from hearing the truth, which is your goal. So what's the truth, Jake? Whatever you want it to be. I'm struggling. That's your truth. Okay, that's cool. I am broke. Okay. I have ADHD. Okay. I am autistic. I am dyslexic. I am depressed. I am not, I am shy. I don't know anyone. Everyone I talk to is closed-minded. Nobody's gonna take me serious. I don't have the money to start. I'm giving you all like a truth choice. Or you could actually change, what's coming out of your mouth, and you can say things like, I find this business super easy. Everyone I talk to is open-minded. I attract leaders into my organization who build it big. Money follows me effortlessly and easily. I'm a magnet to money. I'm a magnet to miracles. Everything and everyone I touched turns to gold. Isn't that a better truth? So faith comes from hearing the truth. Before I jumped on this call, Leo sent me a reel, and it was like Cristiano Ronaldo talking to himself before he took a penalty, and he was like, "It's normal to score goals. It's normal for you. It's normal for you to score goals. This is easy for you. It's normal for you." Self-talk. That's his truth. Oh, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. He can say that. Oh God. So hearing the truth, affirmations, what you're saying about yourself, what you're saying about yourself to other people. Oh, just my luck. That's another one. People like that time. Ah, that's just my luck. Knowing me, right? Just just like talking their future. I mean, just it's madness. Seeing the truth, goal cards, dream boards, right? Smelling the truth. Sometimes you got to go and smell something bigger and better. What does that mean? Have you ever sat inside a Rolls Royce and smelt it? A brand new Lamborghini? Walk around your dream home? Just been around high frequency people. I don't know about you, but high frequency people, they smell nice, right? I was saying to the guys yesterday, I was like, always pay for extra leg room on a plane. If you can afford business, pay for that. Um, Even if you can't afford business, pay for that. If you're in an airport longer than an hour and a half, 2 hours, you definitely want to go in the lounge area away from the masses. You definitely want to do that. Why? Because now you're mixing with people who value their own time, who value serenity, who value their subconscious mind. You're gonna meet a lot of money people in there, right? Tasting the truth. McDonald's burgers taste different to different, to this amazing burger that we had in Marbella, looking over the Spanish mountains, and this like there's like a tree indoors. It was like mad, it was like a mad jungle. We pulled up, me and my wife, we're looking to park the car. Guy comes over, hello, yeah. Sir, madam, get out the car. We're gonna park the car for you. Give us your keys, we'll take care of it. Here's a card. That burger, guys, believe it or not, tasted differently to, a McDonald's £99, a 99p burger. You know what I'm saying? The bun was like red. It was like dyed red. I was like, how's it kind of these guys are picking and choosing what color the buns are. What's going on here? What bread's this? This is mad. So you got to taste the truth. You got to taste your future, right? You got to touch your future. You got to touch your truth. The clothes that different. I've got a Balmain. This. I think this t-shirt's from Zara, right? I think it cost me £60, £50, right? I got a black one as well. It's got just got the word Balmain Paris on it. Balmain and then Paris underneath. It cost me £350 for a t-shirt. 350. This one cost me 50. That one cost me 350. It feels different. The Balmain one, it feels different. It's mad. You put it on, you're like, I look, you feel different, you look different. And other people, guess what? See you different. You see you different. You catch yourself in the mirror, you're like, am I rich? It's crazy, man. Who's that? Okay, so this is a daily thing. Okay. Um, and then obviously, so that's faith. You understanding, listen, I'm gonna make this work. That's believing in God. I stood in front of a room in Plymouth, last week, and even yesterday. I stood in front of the room yesterday and I said, listen, guys, you are going to see Jake Parton become a millionaire in this opportunity. Guys, can I let you into a little secret? I don't know how that's gonna happen. Some people are like, well, because you know. No, I don't know. I believe in God. I'm speaking it. I'm doing what it says. I'm putting my faith in the information. I'm like, guys, you are gonna see Jay Palm become a millionaire. And guess what? The more I say it, the better it feels. The more I say it, the less I stutter. The more I say it, the less I hesitate. The more I say it, the more bold it gets. The more I say it, the more my body feels it. You say it with your chest. The more I say it, the more I hear it, the more I see it, the more I affirm it. Some of you follow me on Instagram, I put 5,000 active members, 5,000 active members, 5,000 active members, 5,000. That's millionaire. That's millionaire. It's basically, I'm saying first seven, first seven, first seven, first seven. I'm speaking it. That's my truth. I'm hearing it. I'm seeing it. I'm smelling it. I'm tasting it. I'm touching it. I'm pretending it's done. Pretend you're happy when you're blue. It isn't very hard to do, right? Nat King Cole. So and then once we've gone past the faith, which is obviously we're always working on that. It's effort. Okay, effort is a decision. You don't have to start. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great, right? So if you're waiting for all perfect circumstances, like I said last week, that's the wrong mindset to have. You want to make sure you need to understand that you are gonna suck. You need to embrace the suck. You need to embrace the fact that you are going to be absolutely terrible in the beginning. Okay. So you're gonna make a fool of yourself. You're gonna say all the wrong things. You're gonna be sweating. You're gonna it's gonna be you're gonna look like you have no clue what you're talking about. You're gonna have people judge you. You're gonna have people tell you that you're crazy, and you're gonna be like, yeah, yeah, you're right, to be honest. You're gonna have people say no, and you're gonna be like, I don't blame you. I would have said no too, to be honest. Um, but let's definitely stay in touch, right? and I keep in the loop with my success. And hopefully, you'll see me, obviously improve as things get rocking and rolling. So like effort, that's what I'm talking about. What stops people? The fear of embarrassment is what stops people. Like yesterday, I'm speaking in front of this room, and people were like, "Oh my God, you're so confident. How'd you do that?" Da, 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 da. And I'm just seeing it. I'm just seeing it. And I don't care about. I'm not. Thank you for sure, 100%, whatever. But I'm like, wow, people are like really scared to do that, aren't they? People are really like. I think people. I think that's actually. I think it's on the fear list. People would rather die than speak in public. I think speaking in public is actually higher on the list of fears than dying. Do you know what I mean? Like it's mad. Like people, but it's all because of the fear of embarrassment, the fear of being judged. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and I get it, and that's why I've got a lot of respect for the leaders that step up and do things before they're ready. I get it. I understand. Because guess what? There was a moment in time where I couldn't even speak to one person without going blood red in the face. I actually remember saying to my mom, "Mom, do you know if I didn't have this?" Because I actually bought into it. My mom like flushes, and she has like she goes a bit embarrassed and stuff quite easily. Um, and I like inherited that off her. I thought it was like a genetic thing. So I actually said to my mom, I said, "Mom, do you know if I didn't have this like red thing, I'd become successful." I actually said that to her. She went, "Jake, that's just unfortunately that's just how we are, mate. That's how we are, son." So and now I'm in the room, talking in front of 50 plus people, bouncing around like I'm talking to, you know, I don't know, like anyone. Doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't care. Because I'm past caring now. Because I've done it that many times. But the first time, guys, guess what? Absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. Like terrible. But what happens is, you just start to become proud of yourself. In fact, I'm actually more scared of going backwards. I'm actually more scared of not doing it. I'm more scared of not taking the necessary actions than I'm taking the actions because I'm scared of retired at 65, living a mediocre life, right? I put my neck on the line. I said to lads last night, I said, Facebook Lives changed my life. Nothing to do with the actual Facebook Lives, but the fact that I was putting myself out there, neck on the line, creating a new identity, creating a new reputation. So like now I'm like, fuck, I've put myself into this box of Jake, he's going to become successful. To the point where I'm like scared to not live up to that identity that I've just set for myself, right? Journaling. You're not going to create content or journal if you don't believe that you're going to become successful. Why would you create a YouTube channel to document failure? Hey man, look, here's my YouTube channel. Just watch how like it didn't work out for me. Episode 4 is really depressing. This one I basically give up taking action. Um, like no one's going to document like their road to hell. You know what I mean? So just even that in itself is an act of faith, right? Like it blows my mind. I see some people who are in this business and they don't share daily what they're up to, like in the business and stuff like that, and how people can make money. It blows my mind. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, get out your own head. Just get out your own head. Um, so it's a decision. Okay, talent doesn't look. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. What this means is basically we can learn anything, right? We can learn anything, and it's gonna be that the people that work the hardest, that put the most effort in, they're gonna guys, it's common sense, man. They're gonna be the ones that reap the rewards. Come on, you all know this, man. This is like kindergarten stuff, right? This is like, come on. Obviously, I'm gonna teach my son, hey, listen, brother, you can have anything you want as long as you work harder than anyone else. If you outwork everyone, you'll get what everyone else doesn't have. Now, the cool thing about this particular industry, network marketing, is it's actually, yes, okay, it's a physical business where you get customers, you help customers get customers, you leadership. There's a load of physical attributes to it, but there's also 99% of it is actually attraction. So I attracted a conversation yesterday of someone who's like, hey, looking at launching with you in GFU. I said, amazing. How big's your team? He sent me a video of this whole room packed out, hundreds of people. I'm like, wow, isn't that interesting? I mean, let's just hypothetically say he gets started. There's another boom, couple hundred people. That can happen. How does that happen? Thinking, frequency. When you think thoughts, your thought frequencies, there's no time or space. Guess where this guy's based? Egypt. What's that about? Where's that? Randomly woke up to it. Hey, listen, I was going to launch with this leader in this company, but I've looked at you and I want to take a look at what you've got to. You can tell he's a leader straight to the point. So what I'm trying to say is though, it's all like hard work is not just physical. Hard work is like mental. Does that make sense? Like actually like day-to-day thinking, like the mental will that Bob Proctor talks about. It takes effort. In fact, they say that thinking is the hardest work anyone can ever do, which is why so few actually indulge in it. Why is it so hard? Why? Because our circumstances, there's so much visible supply around us. It's there's an abundance of visible supply. We see everything. All you gotta do is open up your bank account, and that's giving you a signal. That's giving you some data, and you can either accept that data or you can reject that data. It takes discipline, it takes hard work to actually deny what you don't want to keep manifesting more of. It takes discipline to keep living in your imagination. When I was working my job 5 years ago, I was like living in my own world. I was literally like in a high vis pretending to be an undercover millionaire. And I'd literally psych myself out thinking it's crazy how like no one in here knows who I am. No one in here knows I'm a millionaire. No one in here knows like I'm just here to like oversee and just like actually it's like work experience. Wow, man, this is so people do this like every day. This work stuff. It's crazy, isn't it? What time's lunch? I'm getting hungry. Hungry. No one cares when you're hungry, bro. Lunch is at this time and this time. If you're not hungry at that time, that doesn't matter. I'm like, whoa, fucking hell, bitch, shit, innit? Can I go to the toilet? No, you got permission. Permission. Excuse me, can I go to the toilet? No, because Dave's there. Okay. When Dave get back, I can go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Get off my phone. Sorry. I'll get off my phone. Sorry. Sorry. I'm like, people accept this. Hey, listen, I want to go to Marbella next week. I can't. Why? Sarah's going. Can't get it off. What do you mean you can't get it off? You can't. Sorry. Huh. Hey, listen, I want to make 10,000 a month. I can't. Why? Because you don't make that. Okay. I want to have, I don't want to come in tomorrow morning. I can't. This is mad. These people can't do anything. They're so restricted, these people with jobs. This is why I was there. This is whilst I was there. I was actually super grateful, taking every moment in. I actually remember being on one of the shop floors, looking around, going, "Oh man, I'm gonna miss this place." I actually had that thought. Do you know why? Because I'm like, I'm gonna be out of here way longer than I've been in here. Mad. Yesterday I'm at the event. I'm like, guys, seriously, I know you think I'm joking. What day is it? I don't even know what day. Everyone was like, I'm like, guys, no. What actual day is it? Can you tell me what day it is? Saturday. Okay, cool. Didn't actually know what day it was. And that happens quite recently. The only reason why me and my wife know what day is because we go out and it's quite busy. We don't actually like going out the weekends anymore because all the masses are out, all the car park spaces are gone. Everything's super busy. We prefer going out on a Wednesday or Tuesday, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And you know why I'm speaking like this? It's to inspire the people like me on the line. Because whenever my mentor spoke like this, when I was working my job, I'd be like, "You bastard! I'm gonna do more this week. I'm gonna make sure that I hit my goal this week. Why am I accepting this?" I feel like that right now. Do you know, Jin, my business partner, he can do more for his partner than I can do for mine right now. Alex Morton can do way more for his wife than I can do for mine right now. Does that make sense? So I'm just as pissed off as you probably think that, oh, it's all right for you, Jake. But trust me, I'm over here way pissed off for success. I'm telling you right now. So you have to work hard. Okay. And last thing I want to share is this. There's a thing that Bob Proctor used to do with myself. He said, Jake, what I want you to do tomorrow is I want you to have this thing called a big day. I was like, right, okay. I said, what's a big day? He said, Jake, a big day is when you just you have a day, you choose whatever day it is, and you say, I'm gonna do the most that I've ever done in a day. Like I'm gonna go all in. He said, when was the last time you actually said, like you've actually gone ahead and done the most you can do in a day? Like, let's break records. Like, how many people can you talk to? Right? How many people can you ask to get started? How many people can you, right? Let's just have one big day. And I was like, all right, cool. I can't, 'cause that can't hurt. Anyway, I went crazy, man. I remember I went absolutely mental. I was actually excited about it, to go back and just let you know how much I'd done. Because I'm quite competitive. So I was like, and honestly, I went mental. I must have talked to like over 100 people. I was going crazy, posting on social media. My story modes were mental. It was crazy. And he was like, "Whoa, Jake, that's mad." He said, "Let me ask you a question, man. Why don't you do that every day?" And I was like, "Oh my God." He said, "You know what we're gonna do now, guys?" He said, "We're gonna do what's called a big week. We're gonna do a big week every day. Let's we're gonna do a big week. How much can we do in a week?" And then it turned from a week to a month. Some of you remember used to do these things called like rank runs for a month, all in, massive action, right? And I said to the guys last night, I said, listen, guys, I'll be honest, man. Like where your business is right now, you should all agree to have a big week. You ain't got to tell your whole organization, but just you guys decide to go crazy and go mental for a whole week. Let's see how much you can do. Lock in. When someone's flagging, you pick them up, you hold each other accountable. Let's do it. We're in this together, right? If one person loses, you all lose. You need to all be on the same page. Let's go. Right? You'll be amazed, man. It's just I just want to throw out different ideas. You know what I mean? You can all do. There's no pressure to do it, guys. You know me. Um, last thing I put here is this should just says get to work. So get to work with three exclamation mark, no, four exclamation marks after it. So get to work, guys. And we got obviously got the Alex Morton call tonight at 9 p.m. UK time, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, we can take a couple questions. All right, and we'll go from there. Told you, nice and quick one today. Put an I in the chat if you got questions. Leo Casa. Yeah, go on, bro.
Yes, great call. Appreciate that. Quick question. Back when you were talking about the difference between, going and getting a Zara t-shirt and getting a Balmain t-shirt, going and getting extra leg room in the planes and stuff like that, going into business class. Can you elaborate a bit more on that? Because y- you know, at the same time, there are times where I've heard you and other mentors say, don't go broke trying to look rich to impress other people. Like you are building generational wealth, like at
Yeah.
the same time. So if you're like not, let's say a director right now, if let's say you
Leo, I didn't say go and buy it. Just go and put it on in the changing room. See how it looks. See how it feels. Touch it. Take a photo with it.
yeah.
Experience it. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, bro. I didn't buy a Balmain t-shirt until I was earning 20,000 a month.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, how are you doing? Good, good. Sorry, I'm literally in front of church. Um, Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was thinking more about the business class because sometimes you might be able to buy the business class, but then you're like, all right, like now I need to like work twice as hard.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to put yourself in a desperation situation. I'm just
Okay.
saying, I'm just saying, like, I mean, the lounge, for example, you'd be amazed at how many people don't go to the lounge. It costs £50, guys, to go to the lounge. You get food. I don't want to do that, but then they'll go outside and spend £50 on pints of beer and stuff, hanging around people that aren't going anywhere. Well, they are obviously because of the airport, but you know what I mean. Going places in life, they're all going somewhere. Hopefully, imagine. Um,
Makes
but yeah, does
sense.
that happen? Cool,
Yeah, makes
amazing.
sense.
No, I didn't shop. I didn't know. Oh, I ain't paying for it. Sweet. Jake said I can just not pay for it. Put an eye in the chat if you got any more questions. Literally about anything I've just shared, anything about the journey, anything about your business, trading, whatever, man. Like literally any questions, feel free to ask. Everyone good, yeah? Amazing, man. Well, look, have an amazing week. I'll see you all on the calls later. God bless. Proud of you all. Keep rocking and rolling. Keep stepping out and you're believing on yourselves. You've got this, guys. All right. Let's go. Speak soon.